Hi guys, it's Infinity and welcome back to the Infinity Experience. This time I'm talking to you from Lviv, Ukraine, the capital I'm staying in at this moment. Now in this video, I'm gonna answer three important questions. The first one, the level of safety in Ukraine. The second one, should you come to Ukraine right now? And lastly, what has changed since the war started in Ukraine? But before we start guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you have any question after this video. So let's get started. Now the first thing I noticed when I arrived to Lviv is that the sound of sirens. You are going to hear it pretty much every day, sometimes twice, sometimes three times. And this means that there is a Russian planes in the sky, and you must go and hide in a shelter and find a safe place. And usually, every time you hear the sound sirens, you will hear it in two parts. The first sound, it means you have to leave everything you are doing and go to a shelter. And the second sound is that it means you can leave the shelter and go and get on with your life. And imagine you have to sometimes do that once, twice, three times a day. So people in Lviv, they kind of get used to it. For me, it was a bit challenging to immediately you must leave everything and go somewhere else in a shelter and wait until you hear the other alarm. That means everything is safe and you can do whatever you want after that. But as I start to live here, I got used to it, and it becomes part of my, day-to-day life situation. And the same applies to Ukrainian people. They carry on their life, and they try to, live as normal as they can, in spite of the siren sounds and also the curfew that I want to mention. Yes, there's a curfew in Ukraine, and that means after 11 o'clock, you must not leave your home. Shops usually close at 10 o'clock, and people in the street must, go back home before 11. And this is also part of the new changes or the new, circumstances that people has to deal with in day-to-day life situation. I noticed that there are a lot of soldiers and points in every part of Lviv, and that's also to secure the city and make people feel safe. Apart from that, everything normal-ish, but I am very impressed by the Ukrainian people's spirits. There's no fear when you walk in the street. I don't feel the sense of fear or anxious if something going to happen. Pretty much I don't feel that, and that's a bit strange. I believe this is because of the the general energy of the Ukrainian people. They are not afraid, they are courageous, and they are strong, and that's reflect the the whole energy of the city. Now, should you come to Ukraine? Only if you have a very important reason, if you have a strong reason to come to Ukraine, if you have a family or something important to solve, then yes. But apart from that, I would say no. There is no guarantee of what is going to happen the next day or even the next moment I'm making this video. So that's why I would only recommend it if you have something really important to come. Otherwise, I don't recommend it. Now, what has changed in Ukraine since the war started? Now, the most significant, let's say, observation is that the prices of renting a flat is 20% more than before the war. So what I used to pay for a flat in Ukraine in 2021, I'm paying now 20% more. When it comes to the food, and shopping, all the same. Taxis are working normally. You have Uber, you have Bolt, you have Aklon and iTaxi, which is, I believe, it's a Ukrainian company. I'm not sure. And also, like big shops like McDonald's and Zara are closed, and that's a bit strange why they are closed. even Bershka and these companies, you don't find them in Ukraine anymore. The other interesting thing I started to notice is that the language. Before, when I used to come to Lviv, I only heard the Ukrainian language, but now you will hear Russian and Ukrainian at the same time. So the Russian language started to become accepted in Lviv, and this is, I believe, because of a lot of Ukrainians from Kiev, from Kharkiv, different part of Ukraine. They decided to come to Lviv, as Lviv considered the safest place to live for Ukrainians. I noticed that a lot of let's say talented Ukrainian people, bloggers, artists, well-established Ukrainian, they decided to come to Lviv and make this place a point for them to start or continue their lives. Before used to be Kiev, the place where everyone comes and build up their career and make their office there. Now Lviv becomes the center for this type of purpose, money exchange, currency. So when I went to the shop in Lviv to exchange dollars to hryvnia, I got more than when I did it online. And the difference is huge actually. It almost 7 to 10 hryvnias for maybe $1 or €1 or £1. So that's good if you if you are foreigners and you have currencies in dollars or other currencies than hryvnia. Now that's all for today, guys. If you have any question, make sure to leave it below this video, and thank you very much for watching, and subscribe again if you did not subscribe. I would be very grateful. Until next time.